It's getting close to the end of the tennis season, so with that being said, let's look at the ATP rankings, see who is where in their push towards the final 8 players as if to qualify for the ATP finals. The big one, guys, I'm actually going to get started with who's ranked number 9. Who's on the outside looking in? Kind of going to be a little bit of a surprise. Maybe not really with the way this person's been playing this year, but I don't think anybody had this on their bingo cards at the start of the year. It's Novak Djokovic. That's right. Novak Djokovic on the outside looking in as of right now. But we'll get into the more specifics on the points and whatnot. We'll come back to that at the end. But the big thing right now is he is not in your final 8 players right now. So with that being said, who are your final 8 players right now? How do the points look? Right now, there are 2 people that are qualified. One's going to come out, no surprise. The other one, you're probably not going to have it right if you were to guess at the top of your head. Jannik Sinner, the world number 1, winner of the Australian Open, winner of the US Open. He is qualified already, and rightfully so. Great year for Jannik Sinner. It's been such a great 2024 for him. Not surprised at all that he's qualified already. Now, the other person qualified is not Carlos Alcaraz, it's Alexander Zverev. That's right, I was actually a little surprised by that move there. So, looking at this here, right? Zverev, very good 2024 overall, had deep runs at the Australian Open. He also had a deep run at the French Open. He won a ATP 1000 event in Rome. So he's had a lot of very good showings. So not overly surprised that it's Zverev, but I was shocked that Carlos Alcaraz did not qualify yet, but he's very, very close, guys. He's about 100 points away, give or take, of qualifying. So he's absolutely going to be qualified, no questions asked. Look at the year Alcaraz has had, too. Winning the French Open, winning Wimbledon, had several deep runs in other tournaments as well. He actually won the Indian Wells tournament earlier in the year. So that's why I was so surprised that Alcaraz has not qualified yet. But still, I absolutely expect that Alcaraz will be qualified very, very, very soon. Now that takes us to the rest of the players here on tour. Right now, in the number 4 spot is Daniil Medvedev. Medvedev, very consistent player. He'll absolutely be right in the mix of things here for the ATP finals. He should qualify, especially being on the hard courts the rest of the year. You guys know that Medvedev is very good on the hard courts, his best surface. At number 5, a guy who just had a big breakup moment at the US Open is Taylor Fritz. Fritz, the American, looked great in that tournament. Hopefully that's something to build on for him. There's been a lot of highs of highs and lows of lows for Fritz in his career. Let's see if he can get over that peak and valley moment and stay pretty steady here as one of the top players in the world. Big opportunity to prove himself here in the late part of 2024. Also, guys, Casper Ruud in at the 6th spot. Little surprised. We know he's great on the clay courts, but there's been obviously rough moments outside of those clay opportunities there. But Casper Ruud, still, he is very consistent. He's a guy that's used to being in the spot here. So not overly surprised, but having him at number 6, I think maybe some vulnerability there in that spot. But the 2 guys really that are vulnerable, again, Novak Djokovic on the outside looking in. Here are the 2 guys that are most vulnerable coming in at 7 and 8. Starting at number 7 is Andrey Rublev. Rublev, he had some great moments, guys, right? He won in Madrid, that ATP 1000 event. He made the finals of the Canadian Open. Outside of that, it's been disastrous at times. So Andrey Rublev really needs to step up here in the later part of the year. He's absolutely vulnerable to lose a spot in those final 8 players. Then, of course, at number 8, Alex de Minaur. De Minaur, pretty consistent overall, but again, there's been some moments that he's looked bad in some tournaments. He cannot afford a bad showing here. Novak Djokovic is right on the heels of these guys, and I know that Novak Djokovic isn't really out there looking to be competing for ATP finals anymore. He really wants that major championship number 25. He really wants that Olympic gold earlier in the year, or that middle part of this year. He finally got that. So, you know, I don't know how much motivated Novak Djokovic is here, really, but still, at the end of the day, he's Novak Djokovic, right on the heels of these guys, and he's entered into this tournament coming up here, the Rolex Shanghai Masters, coming up on October 2nd, running through October 13th. First time enter there since 2019. And he has a 34-5 record overall in the tournament. So just to give you guys a perspective there, if Novak Djokovic makes a deep run, he's probably going to leapfrog these guys. So they have to really play well in this tournament. So big race towards the end of the year. Let's see who's going to be the final 8 players when it's all said and done.